The animal life on Pohnpei was actually kind of disappointing. It's not as exotic as far as the animal life goes. I mean, there's lots of dogs, some cats, lots of mice, lots of rats. The insects you would expect to be pretty bad, but all in all, they weren't that bad out there. Um, Lots and lots of spiders, though. I mean, lots of spiders. And these things range from, I mean, super tiny spiders to the pretty typical ones were about that big. Or we had ones that got to be this big. We called those hunter spiders. They were really hard to kill because they're super fast. But they don't stay in webs. So, I mean, you'll go in your apartment, I mean, in your concrete hut, there's an area for showering, and so you'll go in there, and there'll be one of those on the wall, and you'll trip out for a second, but you get used to it. Lots of cockroaches. None of the spiders bite. That's one good thing, is that the islanders, the kids will like play with the spiders. And I couldn't do it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of spiders, especially those ones about this big. They're called banana spiders. Really fierce looking spiders. They hold their legs about 2 in front and 2 in back instead of having all 4 spread out. So they look like spider ninjas. I mean, they're pretty cool. But I saw Pompeian kids who would just grab these spiders out of their webs, and then the spider would be scurrying around on their hand, and of course it'd drop down trying to get away, and they just grab the spider web as it dropped down, and it looked like they were playing with a yo-yo as the spider keeps trying to drop down and get away from them. And I was like, no way, I cannot do that. Until I saw like this 6-year-old Pompeian girl do it. And I was like, all right, I cannot let her show me up. So finally I got one, and it's a weird feeling. I mean, because I'm not a fan of spiders. I'm not like scared of spiders. I'll kill spiders for my little sisters and stuff, but like having that crawl over my hand, and that was pretty weird. But none of the spiders bite, so that was nice. There's one thing you want to be careful of. They're in Pohnpeian, they're called the menenran, which is the giant centipedes, is basically what they are. So they're centipedes that will grow to, I mean, about this big. Sorry, I'm about this big. And those, they're either a dark red color or a dark blue color, and those are pretty poisonous. I mean, they got nasty fangs on the front. If you get bitten by one of those, like, you'll want to go to the hospital there and get it checked out. We had a couple missionaries that got bit by those. I don't know if you guys want horror stories, but yeah, those are what you want to watch out for. There aren't a lot of them. I mean, we saw them a few times. Missionaries would catch them, or there was one time when I saw some Pohnpeians actually playing with one on their hands. And I was like, guys, what are you doing? Like, that thing will bite you. That's not okay. And they're like, no, it's okay. We ripped out the fangs, so it can't bite anyone anymore. I was like, all right. Well, then I want to play with it. Like, I see what's going on here. So I took it, and having that thing, I mean, it's this long. I mean, big old centipede, just having it crawl all over your hand, and that was one of the weirdest feelings. But as far as animal life, that's about as exciting as it gets.